Hello and welcome to Friday. Hope you're having a lovely day so far. The camera just stopped. It said slow write speed. I've not used my normal card because that's still full. Although I think I can wipe it. I'll come to it in a minute. I've got loads to go through with you today, all bits and bobs. First of all, things turn up here out of the blue that I have no idea are coming. I just had this turn up. Now, I think it was either somebody on the main channel or on this channel mentioned these Clicks keyboard cases that kind of turn your phone into a BlackBerry. We began chatting and it didn't go anywhere. He didn't want to pay any money. And I said, well, if you want to send me something, I can use it in thumbnail shots and so on. And it's just turned up. He didn't say it was being sent. I have no idea whatsoever. So anyway, that was that. And then I had this turn up a couple of weeks ago, which is a USB 4 dual display 8-in-1 hub Pro series. So maybe I can daisy chain some displays from there. I don't know. Anyway, those two turned up, and sometime today the phone that I'm being sent is turning up from Honor. Obviously I can't say anything about it. I can't say what model or anything about it because I'm under embargo and NDAs and all that business. That's got to go out on Wednesday week. So I'm just waiting for that to turn up. I'll go and buy a SIM card for it because I don't want to work out how to transfer an eSIM from an iPhone to an Android. I'll just go and buy a 20 quid SIM card to put in it to use it for the week and see where I go with it. So that's turning up sometime today as well. I had an amazing nerdy night last night. I finished working on the video, I'll come to that in a moment, and in reasonably good time, and then the time just ran away from me because I had a little bit of time to myself just to nerd. My NAS. I really like, oh sorry, I forgot to shut the windows, a bit of road noise. I really like my NAS and I want to get into using it more and more and more. So I'm actually going to try and edit this video from it. I'm going to take the SD card, put it straight into the NAS, have the file locally on the NAS and try and edit directly from the NAS. Because this would be as easy as it gets because obviously there's no cuts, there's no transitions, there's no plugins, there's no effects. So I'll see if I can do it. What I was very excited about was I found what I used to do with photos. I used to come back from a shoot, put the SD card, or if I'm remotely, I just upload them to the NAS, then come in here, I'd go onto the NAS, log into the NAS, it's got 2FA because everything's got 2FA now, so there's all that palaver getting into my NAS, and then I would look at the photos I wanted to look at for that day, download them, and then upload them into Lightroom. Well, I've now realised that Lightroom can see my NAS. Who'd have thought? It's really cool. I was really, really happy about that. I was really geeking about it. So today's photo that's just gone up was edited totally from the NAS in Lightroom. I didn't have to download anything. And once you finished editing, all you do is send them to the cloud. And then they appear in my desktop version of Lightroom. It is so cool. I was really made up about that. It was a happy eureka moment for me. It's really sped up my workflow. I've got to try if I can. I don't think I'll be able to do that remotely. I wouldn't have thought. Tomorrow morning when I'm at home, I'll try and... I don't think Lightroom will see, because it's not part of the network. I'm sure I'm right in saying that. But when I'm here, that's the idea of the NAS, right? It's part of the network. It's so cool. So now what I was thinking of doing was, because it's got 8 gigs of RAM in it, I was thinking of upping that to 16 gigs of RAM. And also, it's got 2 NVMe slots in it, which I think will, if it sees I'm working on something, will locally cache files onto that NVMe so that it works quicker for me. But holy schmoly, you know you've heard all these stories about how expensive SD cards are and RAM is right now. By G's, is it true? So, as you know, on my M4 Pro Mac Mini, I've got an Acasis drive that sits at the back there behind the desk, plugged in all of the time, with 4 terabytes of Samsung NVMe in it. And I bought that last January. I looked at my Amazon invoice. It was £291. I looked up that same, exactly that, buy again, you know, on Amazon, did that, £591. £291 to £591. It is a massive increase, huge. So as much as I want to love my NAS, I'm just going to have to wait for some money to trickle in. But I think I might invest in it. Particularly if I can, because also what I did last night, normally my workflow is that I will edit off, if I've got one of these, this is what, I've got one of those behind the Mac, but that also comes with me everywhere. So that had this week's project on, so I always start straight on there. That's got 2 terabytes in there. I'll edit on there, then once I'm working on it, I will then drag it onto the external drive on the Mac, so I've got a backup there, and possibly sometimes onto NAS. What I did last night, obviously a NAS hasn't got enough power to run one of these, So I just put it onto my Samsung T7, everything onto there, plug that straight into the NAS, drag everything into a folder there, and everything is there, which is really it. As long as I can access and download them, if I keep archives, I can't. The only thing I really need from archives is B-roll. That's the only thing. When I work so hard on B-roll, that's the only thing I really need. But editing photos with Steam, must be interesting to see if it can do a really. I'll leave it a note in the description if it works. But I'm just going to take the SD card out, put it straight into the NAS, create a folder, and see if it works, and see if I can do anything. It'd be interesting to see if it's got enough power to do that straight from NAS. So. That's my nerdy side out of the way. I sent... Oh, we're going to have a truck reversing saying... Hold on, I've got to shut the window. There's a rubbish truck just turned up, and you know what it does that. Reversing. So, anyway. Yes, I sent the video... I managed to finish editing the Reflex video yesterday, and they are delighted with it. Over the moon with it. No edits... So it's now scheduled to go out 3 p.m. on Tuesday, which is their day. They asked if I could do a short for them. They're getting a pound of flesh at me, but I really like the guys and I really rate the product. So I've sort of said to them, yeah, look, I'll do a short for you as well. So I'll probably do that as the short for this weekend. If not, something I can say about the MacBook Neo that I found out when I was out in London this week. So they're delighted. That's done. Then my week really... I've got a little window this afternoon. I'm going to try and do a very quick run and gun what's in my bag video. I'm going to kind of make it this new thing I'm doing, not being picture perfect and perfect slide emotions and perfect B-roll and everything, 3-point lighting. I'm getting more used to the fact of being a bit more organic and just being a bit more real about things. And if people seem to quite like it, and certainly the guys, because you'll see that bit of audio I was worried about. I left it in the end because it's far better to be starting the video in London. It was the right thing to do. I finished the video, and when you see the quality of the camera, I had the 24mm lens on with all the 1.4 really soft, lovely lighting. Checked all the white balance was spot on, and the focus point was spot on. Yeah, it does its job. Also, so my week now has got to be. I've got this other sponsored video for this bit of software. I think it was kind of data. Reclaiming data if you lost your data on the phone. I think that's what it is. They've agreed to it. That's the one I've got to buy some views for. So this video go out on Tuesday. I'll have another video go out next week as well. They've only paid for 5 minutes, so however long it takes is what it takes. I don't ever stiff a sponsor. I do my bit for them. It'll just be what it is. I can't say I'll do it in 5 minutes, but anyway, I'll look into that. So that really I should get started on probably on Sunday maybe. And then at some point next week, I've got to go into London with this Android, with this Honor phone, and spend a day with it to see what I think of it, use it. I know the battery, I remember, was huge. So anyway, I've got to spend a day in London doing that next week. So that's kind of the way things are spinning out for me over the next couple of days. It's suddenly turned really busy. And I think I had somebody else on after that as well. I'm sure there's another sponsor hanging around. I think Reflex and me will be sort of similar to me and Espresso. That I think we'll be good bed partners for a long time. I think they like the way I work. We're easy to work together. I know what they want me to deliver. They gave me full latitude. And I like those kind of sponsors. And I think they pay pretty quickly as well, from memory. I'm sure there's another sponsor floating around as well. Oh, there is something from Ugreen. I chased her last night because I was asking a few questions about the server, about the NAS. But equally, I said, where are we at with this other project? And I had one of these in-betweeners, I've called them before, that... sent me something about Ugreen. I thought about it for a minute and I thought, no, bin it off. I'm working directly with Ugreen. Let's not muddy the waters. The other nerdy thing I did yesterday, because when I'm out shooting, on the kit lens here, for instance, on any lenses in this sort of weather, you need ND filters, right? And I had a whole mount of step-up rings. Where are they? Oh, yeah. Hold on. So I was using that all the time. And it was various sizes to get up because the ND filter I bought is a 77mm, so I was getting all the various lenses up to that 70. And so now, yesterday, I bought actual dedicated ND filters for all of the lenses I've got because they're not expensive, meaning they're just 49 to 77 or whatever. So there's just one ring now. It's actually mounted on here at the moment. So I've just got one ring. It's going to make it so much easier when I'm out shooting. That I can just literally use that. And I also bought a CPL filter, a polarizing filter, so that when I'm out shooting, in very bright days. It will cut down some of the glare and things like that. I don't think I can mount that on top of the ND filter. It's an either-or situation as far as I know, because they're not magnetic. But it will be another good filter to have in my bag. And again, at night when I'm doing delayed shots, time motion shots, that will be good as well. Not time motion, slow shutter speed shots. I've just done a shot today. It's gone up on Threads, of course, and it's scheduled for 6:30, as you know, on Insta. And it was at Tower Bridge at night. And I probably shot about 30 odd shots there. Some were really crap. I'm not going to lie, some were awful. But I shot so many that I had, in the end there was 2 to choose from, and I couldn't really decide. So I think the other one I'll probably post next week. But I got 2 good shots. It pretty much nailed the look I was going for. So that's just gone up. And I think I've got more shots from last week to do as well. I did do a lot of photo work. As I said to you, I need to just reel it back on the photo work and concentrate on the paint work. So that's it. I'm going to start in a minute. I'm going to do a reel while I've got the camera out, possibly do a short as well. And then it'll be a case of this afternoon trying to bang out a very quick video about what's in my bag. I won't put it out if it looks crap, but I think I can do it because it doesn't need to be spectacularly clever. I might even do some handheld at the bag. I'm not sure yet. I just want it to look really kind of that horrible word, organic. So anyway, there you go. That's what's going on here. So I'll get this up now. And I'll almost certainly have time to vlog over the weekend, so I'll catch you over the weekend. Enjoy the weather. It is beautiful out here. Not a cloud in the sky. It's still a little bit cooler than it looks, but it is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'll speak to you over the weekend. Have yourselves a great day, and hopefully I'll be able to tell you tomorrow that the phone's turned up as well. See you then. Cheers, bye.